How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about Reincarnation. This is from 2005 and is part of the very first After Dark Horrorfest. This film is directed by Takashi Shimizu and stars Yuka, Karina, and Kippei Shina. Sorry if I mispronounced any of those names. But this movie is about this actress who's gotten a role in a true crime movie. And the true crime movie is about these real events that happened in like the late 70s, early 80s. This professor tries to kill his family while he's at a hotel and winds up going on this big killing spree, and he and 11 victims die. And that's what they're shooting the movie about. The girl gets the script, and when she starts reading it, she sees this vision of a young girl with her doll, and she starts to think, what if I'm the reincarnation of this young girl? You see, that's the part she's playing in the movie. They obviously aged up the character, so, you know, there wouldn't be the death of a young child in their movie. And she starts to go, I think I'm the reincarnation of this little girl that I'm playing in the movie. And all around Japan, the other reincarnations are being haunted. You see this movie's kind of stirring up the spirits, and all the other 11 victims, they start to go and see these creepy faces. They're haunted by visions of the whole group of dead people. So they'll turn a corner or look in the woods or something, and there'll just be a whole bunch of people staring at them in the woods. There's a really good shot of that early in the movie. So they're being haunted by a whole group of people, and then they're whisked away and they disappear, and it's got some cool moments with that there. And overall, there's really a lot to like in this movie. I do like they're shooting a true crime style film, and you get some true crime elements in there as well. You know, you get them going to the hotel, the real one, and finding where all their characters died in real life, and trying to piece together through news articles what exactly happened in the past to make their movie more accurate. And I did like the true crime element here. There's also a bunch of other elements in the story that are elements that I really, really do like. For example, this is a movie about movie making. I love making movies, so whenever I see a movie about movie making, I always kind of tend to like it. This is also a haunted hotel movie. You gotta love haunted hotels. I mean, The Shining is a classic, and by the way, I think we do see room 237 in the background really quick. You gotta do that. Now, most of the time, it's going to be the set, the recreation of the hotel, but we do go to the actual haunted hotel a few times, and when you go there, you're like, oh man, this is the cool place. So yeah, haunted hotel. You also get the creepy kid and the creepy doll trope, which, yeah, those are fun. Add those to the movie. And you also get the mystery element. You know, finding out who of these characters is the reincarnation of who, trying to figure out what the dad was up to at the hotel and what exactly happened that night. And I did like all these elements. There's a ton in this movie that I really do like. However, watching this movie, one thing I kind of realized is it really wasn't the scariest thing ever. And this is one of those movies that has so much that I like about it, but not all the gears were turning 100% perfectly, you know? It had a lot that I liked, but a lot that didn't quite work, and I had to go, okay, what's going on with this movie that it's not quite working? And there are a few things. For example, a lot of your scares are when the other people all around Japan are getting whisked away. However, we don't really know a lot of these other people, and it's just some random guy and essentially almost a Friday the 13th style murder vignette, and it's some rando getting whisked away. And that's also another thing, is when they get whisked away, Like another famous Asian curse movie, The Ring. When they got killed in the ring, they had that horrifying ring face. It needs to be more of a punch. It needs to have more teeth. And when they just get disappeared, that's kind of a PG-13 kill. And I wish there was something more horrific going on when the other people got disappeared. Out of the other people, you get to know this girl and her two friends. And those will be kind of your secondary main characters there. But other than that, they're just a lot of randos. And also, when you look at the past, you have the revelation, and it's like, this character was this person reincarnated. But then it's like, okay, that random guy I didn't know, he's like the concierge or something. It's who I don't really know in the past as well. And I know this gets said a lot, especially nowadays, because TV's the new big thing. But this really would have worked better as a TV miniseries if you given us more time to get to know all the auxiliary characters and more time to get to know all the characters in the past. It really would have helped. Whenever they disappeared, you'd feel more for them. And when it was revealed that one person was actually this other person, you'd feel a lot more for them that way as well, So that would have definitely helped. It's just such a big scale and you need more time. Another example of scale is the movie they're shooting. I would have loved to see more of it. It seems like an interesting movie, but all you ever see is them shooting scenes where she's running around the hotel scared, and I'm like, could we see a little more of the plot of this movie and what's going on? But you don't really get to see too much of that either, so I do wish this was much longer. If you wanted to keep it a movie and you wanted to consolidate it, the best solution I could think of is have all the reincarnations be working on the movie set. I know that's implausible, but you can just say fate threw them together. And also have the whole movie take place at the haunted hotel. That way the past would be more easily accessible. And I think those would be some fixes if you wanted to make this a tighter movie script. But as it stands, having all the reincarnations spread out across Tokyo, having your main girl and your second female lead not really meet each other till the end, it just made this bigger than you really had the capacity for. And I feel like if they kept all their characters at the haunted hotel and kept all the reincarnations together, that could have really helped you fit it in this much smaller time block. But as it stands, it does still lead to a pretty cool ending. A big blend where you're not sure what's in the past, what's in the present, and a few pretty cool reveals. So I did like the ending, and I did like a lot of the individual elements. It's just one of those that its scale didn't quite work right, and not having as much teeth as it should, just the other people getting whisked away, it doesn't feel as violent or as scary or as threatening as I feel it should. So there is some problems here, but overall I did like a lot of it. It's just, it was wanting to be bigger than it could, So I feel like with a few changes it could have been a lot better. It's not the scariest thing ever, but it had a lot of stuff I liked in it, So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk a bit about the plot in more detail. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to analyze the plot. I'll just be avoiding talking about specifics about the end. Anyway, we open up with these girls, and they're playing a little game on their phone that will tell you what you are in a past life. By the way, 2005, they're playing this on a flip phone. That was pretty advanced for the time. One of the girls, it says she was a penguin in her past life. The other girl, it was like a warrior or something, and then the third girl gets it, and the app goes nope and shuts off. So, something happened there. And then a little bit later, we get the audition scene, and the director looks at our main girl, and is strangely drawn to her, and he doesn't know why, but he knows that this relatively unknown actor has to be the lead character. So she gets cast apropos of nothing, and she doesn't know why she was picked, but she's glad to have the part, and she gets the script and she starts reading it, And of course, it's seeming a little familiar, and she's starting to get some visions, some of which are pretty cool. You know, the camera's spinning around her. She's in her apartment, spin around. Suddenly, she's at the haunted hotel. How'd I get here? Some pretty cool visions, but she's constantly seeing this little girl and her doll, and she's like, who are they? And then when she goes to the set, she sees the little girl and her doll's picture on this bulletin board of research, and that's the little girl that died at the hotel, and they tell her she's going to be playing this character, an older version, but it's this character, and she goes, I saw her before I knew who she was, I'm playing this character, this is me. She thinks she's the reincarnation of this young girl. And while they're at the opening day, they bring out this little model. They've made a model of the hotel, and they said, we've been down there. We're building this exactly to specifications, the exact measurements, and we'll take sections of the hotel, build them on our soundstage here, again to the exact specifications. So they're recreating little small elements of this hotel in the soundstage and bringing it to them. And she does her part, and every now and then she'll see a vision either of the dad that killed everybody or of the young girl, and every now and then she'll like freak out on set, and they'll be like, that's great acting, you know. So I did love that blend there, you know. So she gets freaked out, and she starts to think, okay, this is all related to me. And then the director goes, you know, we've had all our research team go to the hotel. I really think you guys should too. And she, of course, doesn't want to go. And they go down there, and they find where all their characters died, and the director's making them pose like their dead bodies were found, and they're taking photos of them. And of course, she wanders off and happens to find the spot where the little girl died, and it's very creepy. Sadly, we don't stay there the whole movie. We do get drugged back to this hotel a few times. I wish they had done the whole movie in the actual haunted hotel set. That was a pretty cool set. But anyway, we have the main girl working on the movie getting scared. We also have our second female lead. She's getting dreams of this hotel, and her mother says, oh, you're getting those dreams again. So she had never been to this hotel before. She's dreaming of being there, and through a friend of a friend, she finds this girl that knows all about reincarnation, and she's one of the people that died at the hotel too, and she actually knows who she was and how she died. She's like the only one who does, and she starts to find out about reincarnation. She's the one that has to do the research and find one of the people that's still living from the past and put together the mystery, you know? She's definitely the B-plot of the movie. She's an interesting enough character, but I kind of wish she was integrated into the rest better, because, you know, you get all focused on the acting, and then all of a sudden you're with her, and you're like, okay, gotta switch to this new person. Like I said, I wish all the auxiliary characters were more tied into the movie better, but, you know, it is what it is, and she's a good enough second lead. You have to have someone to piece together the mystery why the main character is getting freaked out. But anyway, yeah, you do have the other girl. You have the people all over Japan getting whisked away. And there is some cool ideas. Like I said, I wish the whisking away was more violent and terrifying. I love the idea of multiple people surrounding you, a group of ghosts. There's a lot to like in that element. It just wasn't violent enough or scary enough or dark enough to really pan out enough to be as scary as I wanted it to be. You know, if you got violently pulled away or some creative haunting thing happened, it really could have helped it out. I don't know, the scares are okay, but they're just happening to randos and they're not as scary as they could be, so there is that. But without spoiling it, it does build to a really fun finale where the past and the present are merging. You're not sure if you're at the set or if you're at the real hotel, and through these visions, and the visions are done pretty well, where you think you're in one place and you feel like you're being violently yanked away to the spirit world, to the past, to the real hotel. the visions are done pretty good here, and when it leads to this big, epic, surrealist ending, I really did like the ending. I loved it when everything started to merge and become one big plot overall. I thought that was pretty cool. But like I said, it's a little big, and in turn becomes a little unfocused, and I really just wish it was scarier. I wish it just had a little bit more teeth. But overall, I thought this was a pretty fun movie. Lots of stuff I like here. True crime, hotels, the creepy doll. You know, there's a whole bunch that I like. I just wish we either had more time or found a way to consolidate a lot of these ideas so they all seemed a little more connected. Overall, I like this movie. I just wish it was a little better, you know? But anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Asian horror playlist. I've talked about a few Asian horror movies before. The classic horror movie House. And also, I talked about the Korean American film Uma. As well, I also had a Tokyo Shock DVD collection and a Tartan Asian Extreme DVD collection. So if you want to see me talk about more Asian films, you can find those in this playlist here. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.